Yo, what up, y'all? Listen, I am back with another video. Now, I recently just dropped a video on how to actually rent your first apartment, right? How to get approved for your first apartment. Now, once you are actually approved for an apartment, man, now you're ready for the next phases and you're ready for those next expenses which are going to come, right? Our moving expenses, our deposits, and things of that nature. And it can feel overwhelming because we're simply just trying to move, man. But a lot of times, and the reason I want to discuss this topic is because a lot of times we are caught off guard and we're not thinking of all the different expenses that can come with moving. So let's discuss how to budget, how to actually budget for your first apartment, man, so that you can make sure you have everything that you need. So first, let's talk about deposits. Deposits, right? We all know when we're moving, you have to pay rent. So in most cities, especially here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, guys, where I'm located, we have to pay first, last, and security deposit. So for simple numbers, let's say that the rent is $1,000 a month. So when you are paying first month rent, last month rent, and a security deposit, just in case you miss payment, just in case the property is damaged, the landlord holds that security deposit. So if you are paying $1,000 a month for rent, then you need $3,000 for your first, last, and security. So we got to make sure we have that covered because when you are moving, and once you get approved for your property, is now when you can pay your first, last, and security. Sometimes the landlord or the property management company will hold the property if you pay the first month, and then of course before you move in, you have to pay the last month and the security. So that's the first thing we got to focus on, making sure that we have our first, last, and security to move in. So next, let's talk about some of those moving expenses, right? Moving expenses can include U-Hauls, boxes, moving boxes, furniture, and it can also include movers. So depending where you may be moving a lot of furniture, a lot of heavy lifting, and you may not have a family member or a friend or somebody you can call to just help you out. So you actually have to pay for your boxes, your tape, your U-Haul, which I know here where we're at, you have to also fill the U-Haul back up in gas. So the U-Haul, the price of the U-Haul, and also the price of the gas, right? To get our U-Haul going, and depending on how many miles you are taking, and also depending on how far you are actually traveling with this U-Haul, and also you may need a U-Haul for multiple days, so you're going to have to pay an additional price, right? So we have to factor in the moving because a lot of times when we think about just paying first, last, security, we're not thinking about, yo, I have to move. I might have to hire movers. I might have to, move my furniture. I have to rent a U-Haul truck. All of these things comes included when you have to make that decision when it comes to moving. So next we're going to talk about new bills. New bills can be different things, but let's just say utilities, right? At your last place, you may have just paid electric, but now at your new place, you may have electric and gas, and you could potentially have electric, gas, and water, especially if you are renting a house. A lot of times, tenants do have to pay water. Sometimes tenants do not have to pay water. I actually had a place where, and it was an apartment, I was living in a duplex where they actually put in the lease that I was responsible for 50% of the water. And that was the first time that actually happened to me. So you want to pay attention to new utilities, right? If your credit is not so great, you may have to pay a deposit to actually open up the utility or pay off any remaining balance that you had from your last place. So make sure, and I'm going to just throw this in there, when you are moving, that you shut off your utilities and then you open them up and you call the customer service to have them transferred to your new place. Now, like I said, that's new bills could be electric, gas, water, and then a new rent amount, right? So you could have been at your last place where you was paying $900 a month in rent, and then now at your new place you're paying $1,000 in rent. So you want to make sure you are budgeting for your new rental amount, how much you are actually paying, or vice versa. That amount can be less. You might have been paying $900, now you're paying $700, now you're paying $800, or it could be more. So we want to make sure that we are paying attention to these things, because moving can be an overwhelming process in itself, especially when you're moving with a family and you have a bunch of people living together. It can be an overwhelming process. So we want to make sure that we have our finances in order before we are actually moving, right? So now, like I said, making sure you have your deposit and you're saving ahead of time. Make sure you're renting a U-Haul and getting the U-Haul back on time, because they will charge you additional fees if you do not return the U-Haul when you say you're going to return the U-Haul, right? New utilities and your new rent amount. So budgeting is key, because budgeting is letting us know how much money we got coming in versus how much money we have going out, and planning ahead of time. Because when we know that we have these new expenses, sometimes we don't plan ahead of time. But if we actually take the time to start saving months and months in advance, that's what I mean by planning ahead of time. Meaning, if you're planning on moving in January, you want to start maybe saving back in November, December, to make sure you have all of the funds that you actually need, right? And this is why budgeting is so important. You do not have to get everything at one time. You do not have to just focus on, oh, I want to make the place look like this, and I want to get these type of paintings for my wall, and I want to get this new furniture set, and I think this new fireplace set, and all these different things that will make the place feel homely and feel great, right? We want to focus, especially if you're limited on your finances, focus on the main things that you need for a property to actually run and be comfortable, which is a bed, having food in your refrigerator, making sure your utilities are cut on, and making sure you have cleaning supplies so that you can actually clean the place to your liking. Some places in particular, man, when they rent them out, they don't really clean them too well. So a lot of people have, just wanting to make sure that place is absolutely clean. So having cleaning supplies, a bed, food, and having your utilities cut on is most important, because as you continue to make money, as you continue to work hard, you will be able to get all of those new things that you want for your place. You do not have to get everything you see right away, because it can be exciting, right? You're looking online, you're seeing things, oh my God, I want this. This will look great in my bedroom. This will look great in my kitchen. But making sure we have those essential things, such as, like I said, food, utilities, our rent payment, cleaning supplies for cleanliness, are super, super important. And then you can continue to get things down the line, right? Maybe one month you move in January. February, okay, I'm gonna buy my another TV. March, I'm gonna buy some paintings for the wall. You know, February, March, April, I'm gonna get a new couch, right? But guess what? As long as you and your family have a roof over your head, maybe you can't get the couch right away. Maybe you can't get, and that's when you start to see people go to a lot of these renter center type of places and rent the furniture, because you just want to have it right away. But it is okay for you not to have it right away. You have made a big accomplishment by simply just moving into your new spot. So make sure you are budgeting. Don't focus on trying to keep up with the Joneses. Don't focus on what these people have next door. Focus on where you are at, what you can afford, and then go from there, man. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, leave me a message. I do read the comments and things of that nature, and I'm going to see y'all next time. If you need assistance with your credit, visit preciouscredit.net, and I'm going to see you on the other side of good credit. Peace.